The city hospital bustled with life. Doctors rushed through hallways, their faces etched with worry and determination. Among them was Dr. Edward, a young cardiologist known for his steady hands and compassionate heart. Edward had always been driven, focused on his career. His world was one of sterile rooms and complicated medical charts, a far cry from the warmth and chaos of ordinary life. He was content, or so he thought, until he met her. One rainy afternoon, Edward found himself sheltering in a quiet corner of the hospital. He was exhausted, the weight of a particularly difficult surgery pressing down on him. As he stood there, lost in his thoughts, he noticed her. She was mopping the floor, her movements rhythmic and graceful, her head bent in quiet concentration. Edward watched her mesmerized. She was not a doctor, not a nurse, not someone who moved in his circles. She was a janitor, her uniform a stark contrast to his pristine white coat. Yet there was a quiet dignity about her, a warmth in her eyes that drew him in. He didn't know her name, but in that moment it didn't matter. He was drawn to her light, a flicker of something precious in the sterile environment of the hospital. Her name was Mary. She was a woman of simple means, her life a world away from Edward's privileged upbringing. Every day she walked through the hospital doors with a cheerful smile and a kind word for everyone. Mary cleaned rooms and emptied bins, her tasks humble yet essential. She was the silent force that kept the hospital running, her presence unnoticed by most, but not by Edward. Edward found himself seeking her out, stealing moments in the hallway to talk to her. He learned about her life, her dreams, her quiet strength. Mary, in turn, saw past Edward's status, his wealth, and his profession. She saw the man beneath, the kind heart that beat with compassion for his patients. They were an unlikely pair, their lives a study in contrasts. Edward was drawn to Mary's spirit. She possessed a quiet strength, a resilience that shone through her work. She faced each day with a smile, her heart full of kindness. He admired her work ethic, her dedication to a job that many overlooked. Mary was a breath of fresh air in his sterile world, her presence a reminder that there was more to life than ambition and success. Their love blossomed in secret, hidden within the hospital walls. Stolen glances across crowded rooms, whispered conversations in quiet corners became their reality. Edward found himself looking forward to his shifts, his heart lighter than it had been in years. Mary, too, found solace in their shared moments, a flicker of joy in her otherwise ordinary routine. One evening, Edward found Mary arranging flowers in the hospital lobby. The setting sun cast a warm glow on her face as she carefully placed each stem in the vase. "You have a gift," he said, his voice soft in the quiet lobby. Mary looked up, startled, then a slow smile spread across her face. "My grandmother taught me," she replied, her voice barely a whisper. She said, "Even in a place of sickness there should always be beauty." That night, Edward realized he was falling for Mary. It terrified him, this intense feeling that defied all logic and reason. He was a doctor, from a wealthy family, while she was a janitor. Yet none of it mattered when he was with her. Her kindness, her sincerity, her unwavering spirit, it all drew him in like a moth to a flame. Their love story was not a fairy tale. Edward's family, particularly his parents, were appalled by his choice. They saw Mary as a threat, a stain on their perfect family portrait. They demanded he end the relationship, threatening to disinherit him, to cut him off from their world. Edward was caught in a storm, torn between his family and his heart. The pressure was immense. Edward's parents, used to getting their way, used every tactic to separate him from Mary. They threatened, they pleaded, they even tried to bribe Mary to leave him. But Edward stood firm, his resolve strengthened by Mary's unwavering love. He refused to let societal norms dictate his heart. He loved Mary, not for her status or her wealth, but for the content of her character, for the beautiful soul that shone through her